Hello, Nick and Kirsten. Thank you
Hi.
so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it.
It's our
And
pleasure.
are you guys up in the Berkshires? Is that right?
Yeah.
We're splitting our time
Yeah.
between the Berkshires and Westford, so we're
Beautiful.
migrating around Massachusetts at the moment.
Nice. Very good. Well, we were so thrilled that you joined us for the November project. I snuck a peek at your divine work. It's incredible. I'm so excited for people to see it. I think it's exactly the type of content that we need right now. And I really, really, really loved your choice. You did several things. You did a few things, right?
Yeah. 3?
Yeah, we ended up doing 3 pieces, all of them as bonkers as each other.
Yeah.
Well, I'd love for you to dive in a little bit about what drove you to choose the pieces that you did, and yeah, I'd love to hear from both of you or whatever.
Yeah. Well, as artists and as people who are aware of the social changes that are happening and the election and everything, like it can feel so overwhelming. And especially when we were thinking about like what pieces to do for this, everything, especially that felt dramatic or like really poignant, felt also at the same time very precious and almost too draggy downy, or like with this lack of hope, I think. And what we wanted to do and what we had conversations about is like, what could we do that would spark some hope in the human condition or the human's capacity to be like completely joyful in creation and expansive to a point of ridiculousness.
Yeah, I definitely think joy more than, I mean, it could be hope if this is the kind of world that you do want to live in, but I definitely think joy, ridiculousness, irreverence. I echoing what you said, Nick, about I just struggle sometimes to put my thoughts into anything, and especially into my art right now. Everything feels quite difficult to navigate. And I think doing the absolute opposite of that and doing something completely ridiculous and unexpected liberated me. And it was both them, all 3 pieces were quite devised. They were just brain children of our own that have kind of
floated away.
Yeah, at this point.
Solidified.
It solidified, yeah, that we were just playful in our creation with it and allowed the experience to be really driven by joy and driven by what makes us feel kind of good about ourselves right now in our own weirdness. So that was where they came from. Yeah, I think irreverence is a big thing that I've found as a way that my art can drive forward.
Well, we are so lucky that you shared that with us because it is incredible. I can't talk about it. I loved it so much. And I totally understand the feeling of feeling lost in artistically, like where I'm at and where I understand that. I feel like for this project, it was so much about like, okay, well, what am I feeling? What do I want to say? We're in such a crazy time. If I'm not doing a slated specific piece, what do I want to say as an artist? And I so respect your choice about what you gave us because I think people desperately need that. And so it's really a gift. We are so lucky. Thank you both, really. And I'd love to hear a little bit about how you two met, because you met while you were touring and performing.
We actually met on the first audition that I ever did for Shakespeare and Company for their tour. I had just come from a performance of Shakespeare in Love at Cape Rep, and I was going right back. And I met this really hot British chick, and I didn't know her name. And then we found out that we were going to be Petruchio and Kate together in Taming of the Shrew. And you messaged me on Facebook.
I did. I definitely put it out there. I was like, hi, playing my Petruchio. And then we rehearsed together for a month and spent a lot of time discussing gender politics and our own boundaries and how we navigate this relationship between these two quite problematic characters. But I think they're both opinionated, and we strove constantly in that play to find the love and to find like, where is the truth in this, and where is their connection, and how do they like set fire to the world and watch it burn? You know, how are they irreverent
together
and together, always together? So through navigating that, I think both of us just like we're like, oh, this makes sense. We found someone that we can have these conversations with, that we can really connect to, and obviously there was a lot of physical attraction as well, which is so difficult when you're rehearsing with someone. You're like, damn, he's so cute, and we get to make out on stage, but when do we do that in person? But we even, that was navigating it through work as well was I actually think a really good way to start our relationship, because again it came with like, how do we list our boundaries, how do we assign time for ourselves, for our work, and for each other. So there was a lot of navigating at the beginning of it, but I think it set us up for success, and here we are.
Here we are navigating that in quarantine.
Yeah, a lot of time together. That's so great. I love it. And Nick, you know, our audiences here at Cape Rep know your work very well, and you've done some amazing work here. And Kirsten, we're so thrilled that you were on our stage for this. And you know, I hope once things kind of open back up, you know, you'll both come join us again. And but I would love to know, finally, just again, going back to just like the weirdness of where we are artistically, you know, and kind of halting things about performance-wise, how did it feel to come back to Cape Rep and to be on the stage, Kirsten, for the first time there? And although no audience, you know, we had the set, we had the lights, we had Mo helping with direction. I'd love to know how that felt.
Oh, I mean, I love that space. That's like that's got to be my favorite space to work in. Yeah. It's just such a live, active theater space. And what Susan Nicholson did and Ryan McGettigan did with the set, and just like getting to work with Mo and Susan and Jared, like in the corner, like kind of
I heard him laughing during your video, and I'm like, oh, that lucky bastard got to watch you guys.
It was so fun. It was like live theater, but it was also at the same time like a really fun tech rehearsal. Like the most fun tech rehearsal I could think of.
I'm just so grateful. I was so grateful to have an impetus to create work. I think that's something I've really been struggling with in this time too, is just that we have ideas, but it's so difficult doing it in a vacuum. So I think just someone asking us to be in a place at a time, you've got 2 weeks to come up with something, go, really drove it. And what a gift to be able to do art right now, especially theater, where I can be in my body and know that I'm being seen by other people, when I feel so often that I just don't get social interaction anymore. So even that of just like being seen by other humans is it's really a gift. So I was so grateful to have that opportunity. Also, that space is gorgeous. Nick's totally correct, and I loved playing on it.
There's something about, again, no audience, but the intimacy of the space, and you just feeling like this bubbling energy. And but yeah, I think having artist choice for so many of the people that came through, it's just so fascinating to see what people are driven by personally and what they came up with. So, and there's a text and mute. But thank you both so much.